stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Could you lead us in prayer?
James Atterbury, pastor of Amargosa Christian Fellowship. Let's open this board meeting with prayer. Our Father in heaven, we come to you this evening to request your blessing upon this meeting of the Amargosa Valley Town Board. We pray that you would grant every board member here the wisdom to manage the resources of this town well. May they speak and vote and act with a common purpose for the good of this town. May they lead us not only by their words, but also by their example. May they defend our God-given rights and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. We thank you as well for the protection of the Nye County Sheriff's Office that is provided to this town. Lord, may you please watch over them as they seek to keep us safe from those who do evil. Lord, may you bless this town's fire department as they work hard to rescue those who are in need of help. May all of us here love our neighbors as ourselves and do unto others as we would have them do unto us. May all who speak here speak with wisdom and love, thinking carefully about what they're going to say before they say it. May they speak in a way that treats others with respect and as they themselves will be treated. And we ask for all these things by the authority of the name of Jesus and through the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, James. Approval of the agenda for July 23rd, 2026. We'll be pulling 5, 6, and 7. And also number 10. Okay, general public comment, up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken at this time on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item. Beauty before age.
Trevor is very beautiful. Jessica Catermas, Walthour, Kadramas, Walthour. I wrote a thing, so forgive me if I look down a lot. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to introduce the Amargosa Basin Water and Wildlife Alliance. Our group is a community-led effort focused on protecting the water's resources, wildlife, and unique landscapes that make the Amargosa Basin such a special place. We believe that informed community involvement and thoughtful conversations about the future of our public lands are important to ensuring these resources are protected for generations to come. The Alliance was created as a place for residents, neighbors, and community members to come together, share information, ask questions, and learn more about conservation opportunities affecting our basin. Our goal is not to discourage responsible growth or progress, but to make decisions affecting our water, wildlife, and public lands are made with careful consideration and community input. We are grateful for the opportunity to introduce our group, i.e. me, hi, I'm the lady, and look forward to working with the community in possible future actions. That's really all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Mr. Goldie.
Green light. Trevor Dolby. I needed Jessica to go first because maybe she'll say something that already said something that I wanted to say anyway. A kind of a recap on the meeting last night. I counted 31 people. That's more than we got tonight. I'm not here to express an opinion, but I'll repeat some opinions that I heard last night. One of them, she just touched on. It occurs to me that it can't do any harm to align ourselves with a bunch of people or organizations, even if none of them live here, who are watching the water table, watching the groundwater. Some of you may know the history better than I, but the Supreme Court says those pupfish get all the water they need. Well, we're downstream, kind of. You could argue that, but anyway, downstream, so we get all the water they don't need, or that they've already swum in, right? Another thing that I heard last night was that the grudges that people hold here in this valley are something that the data centers and the solar farms can use to their advantage. And that maybe we should give up those grudges. Well, I kind of keyed in on that because I've learned that people have very long memories in this valley, and not all for the good. And another suggestion that came up from the audience last night was that, no, we can't pass an ordinance that says we don't like data centers or we don't like solar farms. Health and safety is kind of the angle we can use. And I don't know how it would be worded or if it would be effective, but an ordinance or a proclamation or something along those lines saying that let's not have data centers in solar fields that our emergency services can't support. And that will send them the message that that's who we want them to get behind. There's a lot of history there. I won't get into that. Look at that. I almost ate up 3 minutes.
Thank you, Trevor.
Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Stone, S-T-O-N-E, and this is my daughter Julie Stone, S-T-O-N-E, and she's here to speak on behalf of the 4-H MedTech Club. She's the president of the club, and she has an announcement.
Hello everyone, I'd like to introduce our 4-H MedTech Club, a hands-on STEM club for youth ages 5 to 19. Our members learn by building, creating, experimenting, and solving engineering challenges. This August is especially meaningful for us as we celebrate 2 years of bringing 4-H programs back to Amargosa Valley. We'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has volunteered their time, shared their knowledge, and supported our youth along the way. If you'd like to learn more about our club or see some of the projects we've been working on, please stop by our table at the Amargosa Valley Back to School Open House on Friday, July 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'd love to meet you and answer any questions you may have. We're also excited to invite everyone to our next 4-H meeting on Friday, August 7th at the Ambulance Hall. This is an open community event and you do not have to be enrolled in 4-H to attend. Our August theme is the science of rockets. We'll kick off the month with a special guest speaker who will introduce us how rockets fly, what keeps them stable, and how engineers design them for successful flights. In the weeks that follow, enrolled club members will build model rockets, apply what they've learned, and prepare for an exciting launch day. We'll be meeting every Friday in August beginning at 2 p.m. and we'd love for you to join us. Come build with us, and on August 7th, let's begin our journey to the stars together. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Anybody else for public comment?
Emma Velador, V-E-L-A-D-O-R. Good evening, everyone. I'm a resident here of Amargosa Valley. I purchased my property here around 2015. And basically I purchased it knowing then that it was my property. I would decide what to do with my property, not what others would be allowed to do with my property. I think that's changing. The winds are changing somehow, which really concerns me. I grew up in Pahrump, Nevada, and so I know a lot about Pahrump. That's why I moved to Amargosa, because Amargosa is much smaller, and it reminded me of Pahrump. I greatly appreciate this alliance that was coordinated and created. I don't do Facebook, and unfortunately I'm just finding out about it a couple of hours ago. Had I known about this alliance, maybe through the Amargosa Town Board, like they sent other notifications about trailers for sale, etc., it really would have been nice to have seen that notification as well. So I believe very much in being neighbors, helping each other out when we're able to. And I do like the word alliance, but I also believe that we have to be very careful with who we are aligning with and the organizations, okay? We have the Amargosa Conservancy, who claims to care about all these animals and plants, et cetera, et cetera. No real mention about caring for humans, and that concerns me. It also concerns me that they've critiqued solar, and if you go on their website, it says that they're totally against solar. But yet they have received substantial, monumental donation of $120,000 from the Gemini Solar Project. And if you go and excavate online, you will find it. Okay, so this is very inconsistent. Okay, I feel like they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth. And also, when I was here last time at the town hall, unfortunately, there were people that were allowed to speak. They weren't timed. And then there were others that went on like for 7 minutes, and it was okay, right? But I wasn't allowed to finish, and that should concern many of you as well. I wanted to read this document, and you can find it online. DOJ documents confirm Center for Biological Diversity received millions in taxpayer funds from ESA-related lawsuits. And just so happens that the Vice President, Patrick Donnelly, is the Great Basin Director with the Center for Biological Diversity.
I'm sorry, you're out of time.
I hope you research it, people. Thank you so much.
Anybody else for public comment? Caitlin.
I'm next. I have a public comment too. Let me make sure it's the right page. I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I do have the right page because I do have a presentation following, so yes. So first, I would like to thank the board for your ongoing support for youth activities in our community. And tonight, I would like to comment on the scheduling of the upcoming gym remodel. I support the project and appreciate the town's commitment to improving our community gym. I would like to make that clear. I also understand that the original intent was to complete the project during summer break, but circumstances outside the town's control affected the timeline, so I do appreciate that effort. My concern is that our student athletes have only one volleyball season, one basketball season, and only one opportunity each year to practice, compete, grow together as a team, and those experiences cannot simply be postponed or recreated. While outdoor practices may be an option, they are not equivalent substitute for indoor gym. Outdoor conditions can vary, every practice counts, and consistency matters. I recognize this facility serves the entire community, and I understand this remodel is needed and is longer overdue. With our youth in mind, if there is still flexibility in the remodel schedule, I respectfully ask the board to revisit with the contractor to determine whether any portion of the project might still be rescheduled to the next available school break in order to minimize the impact on this fall sports season. So thank you for your time and considering this request.
Thank you, Caitlin. Anybody else for public comment? Zach, oh, Dave.
Dave Hall, H-A-L-L. This, Brenda, I'd really like to extend my appreciation for you that put in all this effort into redoing the inside of this building. For the last 35 years that I've been here, it's looked the same. And it's really going to be a pleasure. Hopefully in the fall, we'll come in here, we'll have great lighting, better color, we'll be able to have a little bit better maybe acoustics, and I think it's going to be a great improvement. You put a lot of hard work into it, and I want you just to be recognized because I know working with vendors is like pulling teeth. You know, you got to have them all quote the same thing, do the same thing, and end up with a great project. So thanks for that. Appreciate it. Also like to extend my appreciation to Jessica for monitoring the group meeting last night. There was about 30 of us from Amargosa and Crystal. We got a lot of good input from a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge and are really looking at things from a positive aspect. We don't have a whole lot of power. You can talk to the folks on the board. Even though we are elected town board, we don't have enough money to even hire a lawyer. So whatever we do, we're going to have to do from our hearts. The people on the board are doing that to try to promote what's going on. We don't have a whole lot of say about what the government's going to do with our property. We will have some. We need to take advantage of whatever we can to minimize the impact of what we'll see starting in what I'm told will be 5 years from now, because nobody's going to do anything until they see a power line. One's incoming right now. It's going to be another 2 years before they even activate it. The other one hasn't even started into here yet, which is going to be another 2 to 3 years. But this is a good time to really start planning, working with the developers and making sure they understand what it's going to take to support our fire, our department, our community in general, our schools, our training centers, to make sure everything, you know, comes out positive for us. You know, the governor has really said, well, you know, you can come in and you can only pay a minimal amount of tax. That's a big problem. I think in our mind, you know, we should get the full benefit of their taxation and not just 25%. And, you know, we only get a small portion of that because a lot of it just goes to the county. So anyway, just a lot of thanks for the folks that showed up last night, had the positive input. I think we need a sheet that defines what we're trying to do with all positive facts on it. We need to really focus on that. And, you know, the board would be a big help if you could really help Jessica and the rest of the folks do something we could pass out that, you know, is, you know, I know there's some restrictions as far as legalities and so on, but how many people are for sure coming in, how much they paid for the land, we know that from Nextera, from, you know, all the people that pay millions of dollars, that's all public knowledge. If we could get the public knowledge stuff on a piece of paper, that would be perfect. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Zachary, welcome.
Zachary Reinert, R-E-I-N-A-R-T. I'm the owner of Miss Kathy's Short Branch in Crystal, as well as Death Valley 98.3, Alien Arcade and Beatty, and several other businesses in Southern Nevada. Dave said it best. He summarized most of what I was going to say. This is all very important. If you are unaware of any of this that's going on, please be in tune, attend these meetings. I know that there are some opinions of the Amargosa Conservancy, and I may not know enough to have a full rounded opinion on it as well, but all I do know is that we need to bind together to find a way, as I'm not seeing too many options to keep these data centers out of our region. So we need to work together, make sure we keep meeting, keep discussing, keep learning from each other. And we truly hope that the Amargosa Town Board, thank you for including Crystal in your conversations. I know Crystal is not part of Amargosa, but you're the closest government that we have besides the county. And we all see what the county has done to us in some ways. So we thank you for supporting this. I also am representing several Crystal residents who could not make it tonight due to health or work schedules. And they also want me to state that we support the NCA and hope that that will continue, and hope that the Amargosa Town Board will continue to support that and move forward in that direction as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Zachary. Anyone else? Lenny Davis.
I'm Lenny Davis, D-A-V-I-S. I want to thank Jessica for all the hard work that you've done so far. Yeah, you can hide. You're doing a wonderful job, and we're throwing in everything we can do. I said last night at the meeting, we need to come together. One of the reasons I moved here was I wanted to be part of the community again. And we need to come together as a community. We stopped the lithium mine and all that because we came together. This place was full to the rafters with people who made their opinions known. We need to come together. Like Trevor said, we need to bury it. If there's long-seated feuds, great. But that's not going to save this valley from what we need to do. I also said last night, I think right now, the national conservation area is probably the best way to go, but I am absolutely 110% open to anyone else's ideas about the real ideas that will work in trying to stop this. So I appreciate all your help. I appreciate all the folks that showed up last night. I see some of you here again tonight, which is great. And again, Jessica, thank you so much. I yield back my time, Congressman.
Thank you, Lenny. Brenda. Brenda Dymond, D-Y-M-O-N-D, and this is just informational that on Saturday, this Saturday, at 10 o'clock, there's going to be a meeting at the county commissioners on data centers. And as much input as we can get, we need to have people there. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Anybody else? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Town office report. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Skip on up. I'm opening public comment again.
Mandy Dawson, D-A-W-S-O-N. I'm from the town of Crystal. And there's just
Mandy, could you turn up the mic or speak a little louder? Thank you.
My name is Mandy Dawson, and today I stand speaking in regards to the data centers and the NCA moving forward with that. But I also speak for the countless voices that cannot stand before us. I speak for the desert tortoises, the burrowed owls, the wild horses, the cute kit foxes and the jackrabbits, and the extraordinary web of life called the Mojave Desert. We all call it home. And unfortunately, they cannot ask you to protect the only home that they have, and so I ask them on their behalf. Once this habitat is gone, it cannot simply be replaced. I respectfully urge everyone to consider and learn as much as you can about these data centers so you can form an opinion as I am. Because once it is taken away, it will be permanently taken away. So please let the Mojave remain a place where both wildlife and our future generations can continue to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. Anyone else? You're sure? Okay. Closing public comment. Town office report. Mike?
Okay, excuse me. Total vouchers as presented are a total of $24,506.97. The non-26,101 accounts is $46,20.
get a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any comments? Any questions by the board? Okay. I'm going to call for the vote.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. Fire Department report, Jessica.
Jessica Cattermas-Walthour with your fire department report. K-A-D-R-M-A-S-W-A-L-T-H-O-U-R. I wrote this report today, so this is probably the most up-to-date information that I've ever been able to present. Our incidents for the month of July, we only had 8. We had 1 fire, 1 hazardous situation, and 6 medical calls. Currently, right now, we have no updates to our equipment. We are still working on the warranties information for Brush 42, but it's at the shop, so hopefully it's going to be finally done. For personnel, we have a new volunteer who has joined us for our ride-along program, which is the 3 months that we let people ride along with us to decide if they really want to do this or not. So we're very excited to support their growth and continued involvement with our department. Additional updates, I have a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm going to talk a lot today. I want to give a special thank you to everyone who attended our 4th of July event this year. It actually ended up being a very fun, very, very cool event. I think everybody had a really, really good time and we had a very good show. I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to Valley Electric, Smiths, Anglo Ashanti Gold, Balanced Rock Power, Nextera Energy, Leeward Renewables, and our private donors for their generous contributions to our association. They helped make the event such a huge success, and they also raised just north of $9,000 for our Volunteer Firefighters Association account, which is absolutely fantastic. This month, our department continued to work on responding to community needs while also celebrating the strong support and partnerships that made our organization possible. We are grateful for our volunteers, community members, and local partners who continue to support the mission of the Amargosa Valley Fire Department. That's all I've got. Questions, comments, concerns?
I would just like to comment that we got the stipends paid this week, and so we put right at $6,000 back into our firefighters. So we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, and we really appreciate it too, because gas is expensive. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Jessica. Planning Committee, Lab. Don't look so excited.
L-A-B-O-S-S-I-E-R-E. We amended our bylaws at the meeting, and a concerned citizen brought up a problem in a public meeting about belly dumps of concrete being dumped on private property, whether or not that's legal or illegal in Nye County. So I contacted the Public Works, and they put me in contact with the dump, and you'll be amazed to know that it is illegal to dump belly dumps of concrete on private property. So anybody wonders who called it, and I did. I had to, because once it's brought up in a public meeting, that makes the whole town liable if somebody wants to sue us later. So do not dump belly dumps of concrete on private land, people. Especially where the water flows on the mat. I'd be really worried if I was you, Brenda, next time it rains, if that's still there. If you look on the overhead map, that's right in the flood channel. I don't know where that water's going to go. You need to watch it and make sure they clean it up before it rains. That's it.
Thank you, Lem. Tourism and Economic Committee. Mike?
No, the two businesses that we have going in, right on 373 there, still both working on the project, and we are close to getting 3-phase power into iQuest. Oh, good. So we're making progress on both those fronts.
Senior Center report, Dave.
Dave Hall, HALL, with the July 2026 Senior Center report. I'll start off, you all had a handout if you wanted to pick one up. Our grants for 2027, they've all been submitted, and at this point we have not heard back whether they've been accepted or not. Actually, it's a continuance of the grant for 2026, so it's kind of a, it is what it is. It's going to be the same as it was this year. Kind of an interesting thing is we did do some shopping the other day based on a grant that we received from the Division of Aging, and so we turned it in like we always do, and to get reimbursement, we got a notice from a new person that's now handling everything for Amargosa, and it's a new process. 15 minutes after that, we got another email from our supervisor that said, well, that's not right, but we don't know what we're going to have you do. It's interesting, I think, that every time they change people, we have to change our processes. They don't know what the last person did. And it's very confusing, and it's very time consuming, if you will. Anyway, that's just an anecdote on this all. It's just ongoing, to tell you the truth. No matter who you talk to, luckily we've had the same BLM people for a couple of years, and that hasn't changed. But, within government, every time you have change, you have to kind of rearrange all your reports and the way you submit them and so on. So anyway, that being said, everything's been submitted for 2027. We did apply for a CAN Community Giving Grant Award, and we got $15,000. We have that in the checkbook already, and that's a great thing. It's just dedicated to help buy food for our congregate and homebound. So that'll be a great benefit. All our recent reimbursements are current. We're doing it monthly now instead of quarterly. That's another thing that they instituted here about 3 months ago, which is, kind of more work for us when we have to do all that. Monica and I had a Zoom meeting with ADST about a week ago, and it was over an audit, and we've been auditing all of our financial records for the last 3 or 4 years, the same way. And the Zoom meeting, you done? Okay, so the Zoom meeting was with the audit person, her supervisor, and 2 other people within the audit. And it was interesting because when he started telling us about all this stuff, the supervisor, when we asked her specific questions, referred us to the general overall accounting system for the state. And she says, you can look this up. This is the general accounting number. Look up what pertains to you. That's the kind of help we get. But then at the end, she did say that in 2027, they were going to have to upgrade all their accounting to conform with the new government standard, which would require us, which we haven't, had to do. We're small, we have a limited budget, small number of people, and now our accounting will have to be the same as the people with, in the big cities that have hundreds of people and thousands of dollars to work with. So it's going to be more cumbersome for us to a point. We're going to have to get a new accounting system that's more dedicated to having cost centers for everything that we do, which we have not had. We used to combine our grants, and that was good for a while. But now they want everything separated. So that's going to be starting in 2027, that's going to be a little bit more of a burden for our people. So just so you know, we're working on that, and we're conquering it, but it's troublesome to know that just when you think you have everything nailed down, if they're going to change it, you're going to have to do something differently. Move on to building and vehicles. The well pumping upgrade is complete. It's all up and working. when it cools off, we'll paint the shed out there, but paint dries before you can get it on the brush this day. So other than that, it's all working just like it should. And we've received a new sign for the front of our building. We've had some issues over time with the sun, and half of it now is completely, pretty much defaced. We do have a complete new sign that I picked up last week, and we'll be putting that up when it cools down a little bit also. Move on to commodities. We had 101 families participate, and we've changed our time from to 9:30 to starting time to about 11 o'clock, just because it's so doggone hot, and we try to get everybody taken care of, and we do hang around till 11:30 or so, just clean it up and make sure stragglers don't come in. We always have stuff left over, so it's not a big deal, but just trying to get folks in and out of there before the day gets over to be 100 degrees, which is coming pretty quick right now. We did receive our third quarter distribution from LDS actually this afternoon. Marshall unloaded it, so we're good for another 3 months. They usually come in with 3 or 4 pallets to supplement the stuff we get from 3 Square. We also had a pantry donation from the Jehovah's Witness Church in Indian Springs. Folks came in here about a week and a half ago. A bunch of folks come in and chat with us, and I guess they had a get together in Indian Springs, and they have a food distribution when they get there and when they leave, and we and Beatty were on that list when they left, so that was really a good thing. It's all put in our pantry, which is separate from the 3 Square stuff, and so I just want to mention that food is available, and all throughout the week, I put Thursday on there twice. It should only be once, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. If anybody needs food assistance, it's available, and please let your neighbors know that, and we can help them out. Our thrift store is doing really well. Judy and Marshall got a lot of good stuff, and Sherry comes in and helps once in a while, but we got a lot of stuff that's new on the shelf, stuff we've never seen before, so come by and take a look, because I know there's some stuff out there some people would really like. Plus, we're still doing pizzas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All you got to do is call in your order, and they'll be ready for you to pick up during our lunch hour. And our next board meeting will be scheduled for August 11th at 9:30 a.m. Our next commodity distribution, that'll be 9:30 to 11:30, Monday, August 10th, 2026. The flyer goes out in the newsletter, and at the bottom, we are looking for volunteers to do home deliveries. My wife had an accident and broke her wrist, so she's no longer able to drive effectively. And so anybody's interested, please look at the flyer, and if you think you're interested, get a hold of Monica at the Senior Center. Appreciate all your help, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, possible action, discussion, and deliberation, approve, amend, or approve or deny ABT minutes from June 25th, 2026.
Okay, I make the motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
I'm going to call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay, that's 5-0. Thank you. Now we get to the fun part. All right. Discussion and deliberation. Presentation by Caitlin Stone, Francisco Silva, and Marcelo. You're going to be okay. Death Valley observations regarding how beneficial the current dark sky nature of Amargosa Valley is to education and astrology in our area. Come on up. We don't have an HDMI cord, so we can't show some pictures, but we're going to try to do another presentation just for this.
I'm sorry, I have to apologize. I did not bring my crystal globe with me.
It's your fault. No.
But we're going to be talking about astronomy tonight. And let me make sure I'm comfortable with this microphone.
Spell your
not
name.
too? Okay, I'm going to state my name, Caitlin Stone.
Spell the last name.
S-T-O-N-E. And I would like to share my story. Every summer, my family would travel to a small rural town in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, called Maricá. Back then, the roads were mostly unpaved. There was very little traffic, very little artificial light, and almost no sound except nature around us. At night, we would sit outside and gaze at a sky filled with sparkling stars. Those peaceful evenings became some of the most treasured childhood memories. Today, Maricá is a thriving city. Growth has brought many opportunities, but it has also transformed their landscape. The quiet evenings, the open spaces, those unforgettable star-filled skies have become much harder to find. Many years later, when I first arrived in Amargosa Valley, I experienced something I had never expected. It felt familiar. It reminded me of the childhood summers I thought I'd never experience again. Some people drive through Amargosa Valley and they say, "There's nothing here." I smile when I hear that. Around here, we're known for champagne air and million-dollar sunsets. To me, that says it all. What some people see as empty, I have come to see full of life. We treasure the open space, the peaceful quiet, and the endless horizons that stretch for miles. Every evening, we're treated to some of the most breathtaking sunsets in the whole Nevada. As those brilliant colors slowly fade away across the desert, the first stars begin to appear, and before long, the night sky reveals itself. That is not empty. The more I learned about desert nature, the more I came to understand that the night is much more than something beautiful to admire. It is alive. While many of us are enjoying the end of another beautiful desert Amargosa sunset, an entirely different world is just beginning. Night-blooming flowers open, moths quietly pollinate plants that bees may never visit. Bats and other wildlife begin their nighttime routines. And above all, one of the greatest classrooms we could ever offer our children, a classroom without walls or ceilings, where the night sky inspires curiosity, invites discovery, and reminds us that wonder is often where learning begins. Some communities become known for what they build. Others become known for what they choose to preserve. I hope Amargosa Valley will always be known for recognizing that its open horizons, remarkable sunsets, vibrant nighttime wildlife, and star-filled skies are community treasures worth passing on. We've been entrusted with a place of incredible beauty. I believe it's our responsibility to care for it so that those who come after us can experience that same sense of wonder. As a little girl, I fell in love with the stars. Today, I get to share that same wonder with my own children here in Amargosa Valley. I hope we'll continue to treasure it, protect it, and pass it on. Thank you.
Francisco, you're up.
One, two. My name is Francisco Silva, SILVA. I am an ambassador for NASA. I am in charge of all the rural communities in South Nevada. I visit this town several times since 2012 as an educator. I am a STEM educator. I do robotics, astronomy, everything in that direction. And I am here trying to preserve the beautiful night sky. It's a million reasons why we need to preserve it. One, you can say, for animals, we are alive, humans, better life experience. But the most important part is that humanity has been looking at the stars for millenniums. And we are losing that connection with the real world of our society. Artificial light.
A little closer, Francis, please.
Better now? Okay.
Oh, you know what? You want to hold the microphone?
Like that? No.
I think you're too tall for that.
Check.
There you go.
Now it's ready.
That-
Wow. So much.
Oh, wait.
Now it's ready. So.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. So I was saying is humanity has been looking at the stars for generations and generations, and we are losing that connection with the real life of the stars. All these stars, this connection with Mother Nature, allow humanity to keep the biorhythm of when to sleep, how good is our sleep, how to manage our stress levels, and even for growing kids, mother's maternal milk need darkness to produce the milk that is at night time so the kids can go to sleep. And that is biological proven. Okay? So, keeping that in mind, the goal here is for me to tell you guys that cooperating with all of us to preserve our skies does not mean that we go to lose business, does not mean we are trying to control your property, it does not mean that having more light means you are more safe. It's the other way around. If you are the only one in your neighborhood that have 10,000 volts, you cannot see what is behind that. It's totally blind for you. So having more light in your property is not making you safe. If you want to really be safe, all dark and infrared lights are the best cameras you can put in your property. That will make you really safe. Okay? So there's a lot of misconception, a lot of fears and confusion with these projects when I talk about in other communities like Chesley, Boulder City. I have helped in Chesley and Boulder City to get the Dark Sky Association. I am open to anyone that wants to talk to me after this presentation and little talk here. But the point here I want to clarify is that right now we live in a place that you can go from Death Valley in California all the way to Utah with the darkest roads in North America. I mean the whole continent of North America. That is the slavos sky that you are having here. You are part of that sky. You can say, oh yeah, Utah, you can go anything. Nothing compare the distance that you guys enjoy. If you want to put it in a more technical map, it's the whole District 4, the darkest part in North America. And when we call darkest, it's a measure system from 1 to 9. You guys are in number 1. That is the best darkest sky. So losing that because someone wants to build something that maybe brings some business to the town is not a good change, is what I am trying to propose here. Okay? So the biggest problems are light that are out of control, pointing up to the heavens instead of down to the ground. No proper chilling, that is another big problem. Keeping the light shield change completely the light pollution from that. So you can keep having lights, but that lights need to be the proper power, the proper chilling, the proper system. Okay? Now, the other point here is you have guys from insects to animals in the water, from birds to humans, all that living in this general area that need that darkness. And if you say, well, I don't care about insects, well, good for you, but they are the reason you have food. Most of the food chain is based in insect pollination, all the system of food. So without them, we have a big problem. Another perspective is education. We need to educate the next generations to respect our environment, to respect what we are building to them, to give to them a better understanding of why it's so beautiful. Not only to see the stars at night, but to have clean air, be able to listen to Mother Nature and no robotic noises. And we can do more programs to work in that direction. If we have the dark sky, it's better to build excuses to say, well, let's do moon challenge, let's do a star challenge, and even reward the kids who the kids that do the best with programs, with budgets, and stuff like that. It's all a community effort that we can work with the public library and the school system to make this happen and make them more accessible for all the kids of all the ages around this situation. So the next part, it will be where to do this. Anybody in town is that enough to do this, okay? And that is the beautiful part of this town. Then you say, let's do it in the part of here. Yes, let's do it at the school. Probably not, they have too much pollution anyway. But the school needs to be prepared. But it is to keep in mind is anywhere. Also here we have down the first astronomical farm in town, the first in Nevada. That it will be doing events for the public school, for the public, general public. And also we can keep going to the bed and breakfast that they are talking about having bed and breakfast and do astronomy events. That all are economy-driven options that can come to the city because we keep the city dark. So the plan I am proposing for the next meeting is to apply for Nevada Dark Sky certification. It costs $0 to the town. It takes a few months to be approved. It happened in Carson City, and I am already in connection with them to work with what we need to meet, what requirements we need to meet, and see what we need to do for that to happen. The next part is to have the federal recognition for the federal department, and that will take longer. It's an investment of at least 2 years only for paperwork to be approved. But if that happens, we will have state and federal recognition of dark skies and legally give us power to promote what can be built, how can we build, and how can we protect our beautiful skies. All that is already given to Mike. Sorry, I forget his name for a moment there. And the goal is to be prepared for October 1st. That is our deadline to have all the paperwork ready to start doing all the presentations for this certification of the town. Thank you so much for the time, and if you have any questions, I will be at that.
Hello? Okay, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to be very brief with my comments because Francisco already explained what we're trying to do. We are new in the community. We purchased a property.
Marcelo, can you state your name and spell your last name?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Marcelo Alvarez. I'm from Death Valley Observatories. And we are here, the new guys, the new neighbors. And the main reason why we choose the community is because of the pristine skies and the small town approach for us was very important. The other concern is sometimes when we try to promote a dark sky. It seems like it will stop people from developing other businesses, but we came into the community with the idea of being part of the community without affecting anybody in this community. We want to have a small footprint. We want to have events where we have the kids participating for free. We're going to dedicate a space in our property to have 2 events with the Astronomical Society of Las Vegas twice a year. And mainly because of all the things that are happening, I see that keeping the community the way it is and keeping the dark skies will open opportunities for business. Glamping camps are very expensive in other towns in Utah, and we can have them there. Bed and breakfast orientated to the dark sky is something that a lot of astronomers will enjoy. And we have people from all over the world sending their equipment to our facility in order to take pictures from this pristine place that we found. And we want to keep it that way. We want to keep it the way that we found this place. We want to be able to continue growing without affecting the life of other people. There are other developments that I don't need to mention, and everybody should be worried that it's okay they want to have a business, but if my business will affect the life of everybody in the community that I move in, something I'm not doing right. So I want to just thank everybody for embracing us into the community, and we will be working hard to keep it the way that we find it, and we will be fighting with you guys in order to keep something that most people don't even know, that is a pristine sky where you can go outside and show your kids that the universe is there staring at us, and people in the cities are not even aware that exists. So that's all I wanted to say, and I want to thank everybody for the opportunity of talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at the meeting in August, we will have a more detailed presentation on what is entailed in the dark sky program, and hopefully we'll see that we can go forward with that, because it will be a big bonus for us.
And hopefully we can see the pictures. They are literally out of this world. I mean, they are just breathtaking. And they're in a spot where you'd never know they were there, and it's dark skies out there. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I mean, we appreciate the sky. Sometimes not enough, and I think you're going to enhance that. And I'm excited for the school kids to see it too. Okay, for possible action, discussion, and deliberation to approve, amend, or approve or deny invoices from John Air, 62844-328 to replace the HVAC system at the clinic. Mike, you want to talk about this rather large invoice?
Yeah, well, you know, the HVAC out there is a number of years old. We haven't done it since I've been here since 2012, so it's time to be redone. The $9,000 is about what we saved over 12 months when we were able to renegotiate that contract and get our cost down from $3,000 to $2,250 a month. So thank goodness we got the money to do this. So I make the motion that we pay or approve the John Air invoice for $9,080.
I'll second it.
Okay. Call for the vote?
Aye.
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 Question?
Sure. Can you come up here, please, and the mic, state your name and spell it? It's a test. Yeah.
Dave Hall, H-A-L-L. Mike, on the invoices, there's an invoice for John Deere for almost $12,000. Is that system going to replace what you spent? It's number 69, John Deere, 11,600. Oh, I'm sorry. $89, I'm sorry. Anyway, my comment, I was just wondering what, if you're spending a lot of money on maintenance on that, number 69, there was a thing for John Deere, but.
That was a service call.
Right, but are you spending a lot of money on that system?
We have.
Or is it not working?
It's just worn out.
Oh, okay.
Met its life expectancy.
Because a lot of times they're spending, I mean, from the senior center perspective, we've spent some money that we, ultimately probably shouldn't have spent, we should have just replaced.
Yeah.
And I'm just making sure that you guys aren't doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, the $89 is what we spent, we will get credit for that.
And you're the only ones in town now? There's one person in Vegas that owns all those shops now? Is that the way that works?
Gunny?
John Deere is a firm company. We used them when we did the whole system a couple years ago.
But, when I worked with Skip, he was telling me that there's probably only one person in Pahrump now that's owned by a company in Vegas.
Yeah, no, they say they're locally owned, but they are, we do have trouble getting contractors out here. I mean, we only have one plumber that comes out. We got these guys. I don't have a electrician that I can use yet, so.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a second? Oh, we already did, I'm sorry. Back up, Jack. All right. We're working these timers. The glow, I feel like I'm in Mars or something. Martians are coming. Okay, number 12. For possible action, discussion, and deliberation to approve, amend, or approve or deny motion to request that the Amargosa Planning Committee review the proposed data center ordinance and make necessary recommendations and present it back to the town board. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so you're all aware of what's going on with these things, what, happening at Trump and stuff. And so we have been collecting data for well over a year now from all across the country on how these things affect the rural areas, which is where they are stationed, the majority of them. So I put together a list of the different types of pollution and negative effects that these have on the local environment, the local citizens, and so forth. And this includes, but is not limited to, light, sound, water, heat, air pollution, taxes, and you've heard me say this before, but Carson City has given away 75% of our property taxes for these things. So what little chance we had of getting some sort of revenue from them, went out the window. We only get 25%. They, contrary to what the government puts out about they bring a lot of jobs, they do not. There's nothing for them to do. Electrons go in, electrons go out. There's no product to service. They're not making anything. They just, stuff comes in, goes out, and somebody sitting on at a computer somewhere else does that. They create heat islands. We've talked about the noise, what that does, and we are now seeing deals that, because they can have a negative effect on utilities and on your rates, and just to update you from Valley Electric, we have taken steps that these data centers have to pay all of their upfront fees for all of the studies, for the equipment. They have to do that, all that upfront. And then when it comes to what they are going to pay for their electricity and stuff every month, they have to make deposits in advance, so that there's no chance of that coming back on ratepayers and so forth. So we're doing everything we can to keep that out of our deal. But there are issues if they want to sell power. So completely go around the local utility and power themselves with nat gas generators, which make an ungodly amount of noise and dump a ton of particulates into the local environment. So into our atmosphere. Just if one 500 megawatt nat gas generator in a year would generate someplace in the area of 10 tons of pollutants into our air. So that is the initial list that we have for the planning department to review. They can do that, say yes, no, make any changes, and we will take it forward.
I make a motion that we refer this to the data center, to the ordinance, and the ordinance, make a necessary recommendation.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. I'm going to open this up for public comment. Anybody? Uh-oh, here comes Lad.
Labossiere. As the dancing monkey that's going to be dancing to this, can you tell me exactly what the heck we're supposed to do?
Yes, we will.
All right.
There'll be
Well, in
parameters.
front of these people, so they don't think I did it.
Oh, you've been talking to them. Yeah. Okay.
We got your back, brother.
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Valador, VEL-ADOR. Bienvenidos Francisco Silva y Marcelo Alvarez. Okay? If I was still a school teacher, I would definitely be taking my students on those field trips. Okay? And I will definitely be taking my family. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay, so data centers. I'm not for and I'm not against data centers. The transmission lines are here. They were planned quite a long time ago, and they're installing them. And I know that there is a data center already being built in Crystal, and I know that the individuals who own that data center want to buy out the town. I really am asking that you think about what that means, okay? We have the station that's being built over here close to Long Street. It's supposed to be a multi-use. So that means many things, okay? And we need to think about that as well. But the transmission lines are here. So are we gonna tell them to pack your transmission lines and leave them? You know, take off? The transmission lines have been built, okay? So how you're going to stop this, I don't know, okay? I would like more information, like the proposal. I'd like to be able to read it. And that's about it. Thank you so much. Number 10, do you plan to address number 10 also?
No, it was pulled from the agenda.
It was pulled from the agenda. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else for public comment on that? Seeing none, I'm closing public comment. Oh, well, sorry, I didn't see you there. I know.
Sorry, I have to put it down here. Okay, my name is Connie Thompson. Last name Thompson. First of all, on these, I have a question that, are you promoting the data centers? Are you paying for it or what?
No.
Oh.
No, it's an ordinance to
ordinance.
set parameters in case they can come in, you know?
Oh, if they can.
Push away, yeah.
Well, we don't want them.
Right, exactly.
Right, so I'm totally against the data centers, and there is a transmission, just to let you guys know, there is a transmission line right there on Spring Meadows Road, because if you guys remember ABC, where it turns into there, they're building one right there. So, just to be aware, I agree with this lady. They're putting things in, and so we need to be aware of this And don't let them bring these data centers in here. And we don't need the solar panels because this is an agriculture place. It's a farm place. We need businesses, and it's going to hurt us. And so, I just want to say, I'm with you guys. Get rid of this stuff because it's going to happen. It's going to come in. AI is going to come in, the whole bit. So I know I'm running my time. So, but anyway, I just want to say we don't need the solar panels, and because this is going to turn into industrial instead of farming and agriculture. And I agree with the other lady. I think she already left, but she's right there. I agree with her. I didn't know about it's being built in Crystal. I didn't know about that. So, because they're jumping ahead already. And I want to do more information. I want to try to gather up more information. I want to try to fight this as much as I can too. So you're going to be hearing a lot of me. Just let you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Anybody else from last public comment? Jimmy? You're not on the clock yet.
Jimmy Thomas, Thomas. I too didn't know anything about the Crystal Data Center. Does town board know anything about it?
No.
And we're behind the ball already. Anyway, it's my thought that the ordinance that the planning committee is going to perfect is not to deny access to data centers, it's rather to control them. Is that correct? And I think that's all we got to look for. I don't have any personal experience with data centers. From what I've read about the Stargate plant in Dallas, Texas, they are absolutely humongous. That thing is something like 1,200 or 1,300 acres. That is a humongous plant. It's a humongous amount of heat that they put out. The light that they can, if we don't control the lighting and have it diffused, they can totally destroy the sky. The only place I have ever seen the sky any better than Amargosa Valley is 1,000 miles out to sea. Then it's even different from here. But it's beautiful here. So, but anyway, we need to, if you've got ideas, you want to join the planning committee or at least attend the meeting, when the newsletter comes out, they'll tell you when the meeting is. Come and join it and let your opinion be heard. Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy. Anybody else? Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Pardon me? Right. Oh. We're on 13. Call for the vote then. We got a motion in a second. Call for the vote. Sorry about that.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. Number 13, general public comment. Up to a 3-minute time limit per person. Action will not be taken on matters considered during this period until specifically included on an agenda as an action item.
Good evening. Thank you. Emma Velador, V-E-L-A-D-O-R. And I'd like to continue the article. DOJ documents confirm Center for Biological Diversity received millions in taxpayer funds from ESA-related lawsuits. The Center for Biological Diversity today sent a letter to House Natural Resources Committee Chairman Doc Hastings claiming their organization had only received $553,000 in taxpayer funds resulting from the Endangered Species Act related attorney fees in court cases. This claim conflicts with data obtained from the Department of Justice, which shows that over $2 million in taxpayer dollars have been paid out to the Center for Biological Diversity and their attorneys for cases open between 2009 and 2012, and there's many cases open right now. According to this document from the DOJ containing 276 pages of case information, the Center for Biological Diversity was involved in over 50 individual cases open between those times, where they were the lead plaintiff. The amount of attorney fees and court costs associated with these cases is $2,286,686.91. Of this amount, $114,114,045 was in court costs, and $2,148,572.46 was attorney fees. We are the taxpayers. This is where our money went. And why am I reading it? Because the director of Center for Biological Diversity is on the board of directors in the Amargosa Conservancy. So for those of you who are persistent in having an NCA, please, if you haven't done your research, I highly suggest it, because it's going to negatively impact all of us. We will not be able to, we'll be charged fees, okay? They're going to be given millions of our taxpayer dollars, and right now they're saying we can go ahead and pick up a rock here and there, but we can't even go to Death Valley. We can't even cross Death Valley to get to Bishop. We have to pay, okay? And to pick up a rock, you'll be arrested. So I need to see a guarantee in writing, official guarantees in writing as to what is Amargosa going to get. What are we going to get? Has anybody answered that question? Yes, you're going to save the water, but the water's already been sold, people. The water rights have already been sold. So how are you saving the water? Okay, so if you could please provide that information, I really would like to hear it. How is Amargosa going to benefit? Thank you.
Thank you.
LABOSSIER. I'll start with the easy problem first. Somebody's feeding my house cat. You know which one of my neighbors is doing that? That cat with the yellow bell has a home. It disappears for 2 days at a time. It comes back, it doesn't eat, and it leaves again. I have a kitten trapped in the house that's not fixed, that it hates, and that's why it doesn't want to be at home. But somebody's feeding it, so stop. The other problem, that dog, kennel, whatever, tore up my road, building their building. Now they don't use my road because they have an option to go a different way. I don't, right? That's right in front of my driveway. And that building's all lit up at night. I don't know why. If nobody's there at night, shut the damn lights off. I mean, it's got all these glass windows on the front, just pouring all this light out so the coyotes can see my cats and come over to the house and snack.
It looks like a city.
Thanks for that.
It's huge. You need to go see that building.
Well, we didn't know it was there till recently, so they never came to that town, so we'll call them and have them come to the planning committee about their road, and they can talk to you personally. Anyway, okay. Anybody else? Lenny.
Lenny Davis, DAVIS. Just to dispel a couple of things about the NCA, it's not a national park. It's very similar to what we are envisioning is something very similar than the Black Rock Desert. The Black Rock Desert is an NCA up in northern Nevada. On the week of Labor Day, it turns into the, what'd you say, Jessica, the third biggest portable city in the world?
It's the second largest transportable city in the world.
Yeah, so the Burning Man will be up there. People have been, that you can drive there, you can hunt there, because there's antelope up there. It's not going to be a national park. It's going to be a national conservation area. Not as restricted as Red Rock, but very similar to Black Rock Desert. That doesn't really restrict us very much, and if we get an NCA, we will be able to say what we want on that property. So if we want to say, hey, we'll approve a dry campsite for people that are coming to the, I almost said astrology, to the astronomy folks, which I really want to talk to you guys more, but that'll be there. It's our input. So don't get wrapped around the axle that this is going to turn into Death Valley or Yellowstone where you're going to have to pay to go to that land. It's not going to, that's not what an NCA is. Thank you.
Thank you, Lenny. Anybody else? Cindy? You look like a racehorse in the gate. Come on.
My name is Cindy Bedient, B-E-D-I-E-N-T. I was wondering if you guys have a map of exactly where they want the DCA.
Where they want
the
what?
DCA, where it's going to go.
The NCA?
Oh, DNCA?
Yeah, the original, when it was put out, it was just a drawing of the area, but it's been since they took out, you know, all the properties. They were there, but they weren't defined. It was just a big, kind of like when we did the mineral withdrawal.
They really don't know where it's going to be.
Well, it's, yeah, they're going to take, you know, the transmission lines just for clarity. Little Nevada area, you know, they'll cut that out. It's not going to be within, it's just, they're going to go around it. So we'll get a more detailed map as everything works. You know, everybody's working together to make it as clear as possible for everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Connie? Oh, there you are. Yeah.
My name is Connie.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. My name is Connie Thompson, Thompson. Okay, you were talking about the little subdivision. I live there, Nevada subdivision. Okay, so where is this started? Is it started from like Anvil, going all the way down?
No, the NCA is basically all of the property from 373 down the state line over to Crystal and envelops all of that.
So going up to Crystal too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And all the way around.
Yeah, they need obviously more protections than. I mean, I thought that was possible. I didn't know it was a reality. There were two huge solar, but we're seeing a transition to, they're going from solar and amending their SF-299, which is a form with the BLM, to data centers. So I've been watching that very carefully. So if they have heard that, I don't know that it's official yet. So these are the things that we're trying to save that. So, but you know, a lot of people had concerns about their personal property, you know, because like the Fuentes are in Ash Meadows already. That has this. The NCA has no bearing on Ash Meadows. It's not even attached. It's just everything other than that.
I understand about the private properties and everything because there's nothing to do with them. But there's like a lot of acreage out there, and when you have, I'd like to know where the starting point is, because like if it's from 373, does that go all the way up to Lathrop and then come and then go? It does?
Yes, and all the way over to Crystal.
All of that. Wow. Okay. We definitely need to keep them out.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Board member comments. Who wants to go first? Don't everybody speak at once.
I've been taking a grant writing course on online, of course. Hopefully we'll more grants because the easy grants, the COVID money has gone away, so we'll have to apply as a more detailed grant.
Richard?
No, I just thank everyone for coming out, and I was too part of that meeting last night, and so, yep, have a good night.
Thank you. Bobby?
None at this time.
Mike? Nick? Okay. All I've got is thank you, Jessica, for spearheading that Citizens Committee. I think, you know, we can sit up here and talk all day long and, you know, that it's really up to you guys. Your voices make the difference. And I've said it many, many times, you know, we can get you in here, we can get you all juiced up, and when you find out it's not in your backyard, you go home. But this, now, everything is in our front yards, our backyards, our side yards. So it's very concerning. And welcome to the dark skies. I think that is just fantastic. Francisco, Marcelo, and Nico, when we went out there and toured it, the telescopes, the equipment that people trust you with, and the pictures that are developed. I mean, how many awards, you know? And I can't wait to show the kids here and just us, because something we'll never see without those pictures. It's amazing. And other than that, just a reminder, Lyle Lowe's, also his funeral is Saturday, correct? Tomorrow. What's today? Oh, Friday. Oh, the other thing is Saturday. And then also, as Brenda said, the BOCC is hosting the data center thing. I think there's going to be some developers there. That'll be interesting. So we will see you there, I hope, to be heard, and hopefully in 10 o'clock in the chambers. In Perone, yeah. Hopefully in a calm manner that we can all communicate and, you know, make our points known. Other than that, that's about it. For possible action, set a date and time for August 27th, 2026, board meeting at 6:30. I make a motion that we set that date.
I'll second it.
Call for the vote.